All right, I am back once again with another fun episode. Well, another episode at least of Sisu to Success. My name is Paul Wurtenden, and I am your host. So, I was just discussing today, how I'd like to make some upgrades to the studio that I have right here. As I said, I do use a green screen, and thinking, what? I need to build out this studio. You'll get a little bit more walls down here. Get rid of some of the plastic walls that I have. They're just sheets of plastic that the previous homeowner had put into this house. Maybe put some insulation up. Just a couple minutes ago, before I came down here, when I was down here waiting for the episode to start, I was like, maybe I need to put some insulation in the ceiling. And also give a little buffer to the sound transfer between floors. But I was saying earlier, I need to put some wallboard on here. Maybe get a couple outlets, a little bit more power down here, because I'm running everything off of a single outlet. Well, yeah, pretty much off of a single outlet. So, yeah, I'm going to need to do a little upgrade. So, that is my plans for this space coming up pretty soon, as far as I can tell. I should be able to start working on it in the very near future. But one thing I also was thinking, think about all the different successes that I've had, the different goals that I've set for myself, and all the different successes I've had. So, I have worked in the medical industry for quite some time, and started out I repair medical equipment. I'm a biomedical equipment technician by trade. I've worked in some biomedical engineering departments, which I've worked in clinical engineering, worked in health technology management. Same name, or same type of work, just different names. Depends on which hospital or clinic or whatever you're working at. But I started out as a general technician, just kind of doing general repairs throughout the hospital. Quickly moved into surgical areas. I've learned how to repair anesthesia machines. I learned how to repair all the patient monitoring equipment within the surgical area, so I became very familiar with that. I've worked in GI departments, repairing their machines and their equipment. I've worked in emergency rooms. I've worked in critical care units, intermediate care units. I've pretty much worked throughout the hospital in various forms repairing equipment. So as I moved up, I learned different skills and different things like that would allow me to take on more responsibilities and more growth in my job and more specialization. I've worked in respiratory, and then as the years went on, I took over working with a database, the facilities database when it comes to medical equipment, and I was pretty much a database administrator for many years. I think it was 5 or 6 years, somewhere in there. I worked on the purchasing, the admin side of the house, of the department. So I got to, help order supplies, order parts that we need to keep the medical equipment running. I set up and ran a dispatch center that would dispatch our technicians out to the field and wherever the work needs to be done. So I worked in many different areas, and now I work in a very specialized, very, very specialized area. And really, unfortunately, I can't talk too much about that because we are kind of on a need-to-know basis at this point. But I work for a pretty significant healthcare institution, and I do a very, very specialized job. So I want to say, as the years go on, you become more successful, more skilled, more specialized in what in the work, and that is growth over time. You hit these mile markers, and you hit these goals that you've been striving for and working at achieving, and you hit levels of success. I got to where I am at now. It took me 20 years of experience, but I'm here, and I am doing decent. The job treats me well. I'm very, very specialized, and I am able to have a decent living and have the time to enjoy doing what I do here in the studio. But I want people to step back and think, okay, I have these goals for myself. First of all, do these goals align with what I really have a passion for? Or is it just a goal because I know that I can financially get ahead? I may not have a passion in something, but you know what? That's going to get me one step maybe farther from the poorhouse where I'm at now, or just I may not like my job, but I need to do this because I need to support a family. Absolutely, you can think that way. But the goals that you're forming, yes, you need to have goals to take on more and more responsibility, more and more income, more and more things like that, more and more to support that family. Absolutely. But I also want to look at what goals you might have to changing your position in life so that maybe you can not only support yourself, support your family, but also have fun doing it. I can't think of any other career that I would want to be in, working in, than health technology. Yes, I have lofty goals of going into business for myself, making a self-sustaining business. But at this point, I'm not ready to give up my day job. I could see it happening, yes. I still might do some consulting or something like that, but I'm not ready to give it up just yet. And maybe that's because the income is not here from the business, but I'm working towards it. Those are goals of mine. I want to be able to have options. I want to be employed by a medical center that I enjoy working for. I want that. But I also want to have the option to say, you know what? I just really don't have to do this anymore. Or, I can do whatever I want in life. Those are the things that drive me. The job drives me. Having success in other areas of my life, in business, in YouTube, in teaching other people. That's what drives me. I don't want to just sit back passively waiting for life to happen. I don't want to sit back and sit in front of the TV night after night and do nothing more than work, come home, eat, watch TV, and go to bed. I have the desire to live life. So I want to have the finances. I want to have the ability to get up and travel whenever I can, or whenever I want. Photography. I go out and take pictures all the time. I want to be able to travel more doing pictures. especially as I am getting up there and towards retirement age. I want to be able to say, you know what? If I have a business in photography, maybe that can be what I'm going to do when I'm in retirement from my day job. I can have my business, my photography business, even this, YouTube. I can take that on the road. I don't have to be tied to this studio. If I want to record a video out in the middle of nowhere, I want to be able to do that. Whether it's in the middle of the Rocky Mountains, in the middle of the ocean, or in the middle of the Appalachian Mountains, in the middle of another country, I want to have that opportunity to be able to do that. That's what drives me. Opportunities. So, those are reasons why I have the goals that I have. It's not just to knock out that day job. Yeah, it might happen. I'm currently not ready for it. I still have a lot of goals that I'm working towards with my day job that I haven't yet accomplished. But I believe I will get there, and I will get there sooner than later. So what goals do you have, and do they align with what you're really happy with? Are you really happy with the success of with you succeeding to achieve those goals? Success is an awesome thing, but if you're not happy, why you're doing it? Why are you reaching for these goals? That was just something that I wanted to think about. I wanted you to think about. I put a lot of thought into that, and I'm like, I may be happy striving for my goals, but one thing that's going to help motivate you to achieving your goals is your success and your happiness. How happy are you while striving for these goals? Is it really going to truly bring you happiness? Do what you need to do to make sure there's food on the table and a roof over the head of your family. That is the most important thing. But once you have the means, the income to ensure that your family is well taken care of, start doing things to make sure you are well taken care of. And having a little side business is not a negative thing. You just have to find that right thing. Because you know what? If you are happy doing what you're doing, you may never retire. Because it brings you happiness. And it will give you a lifetime of income. And a burden will be lifted. So think about it. Yes, I have returned again for another day of Sisu to Success. We are going to discuss various topics. I am working on consistency. I'm working at building in my brain the consistency it needs to keep showing up here at Sisu to Success. And when I have that, when I have the consistency, other things will start falling into place. I am going to work at building out my studio. I'm going to work at putting better graphics in to my shows. I'm working at putting together a presentation so that, I may actually do public speaking. Get hired to speak about success. That would be awesome. I have no problem getting up in front of people and speaking. There's a lot of people that say, I don't think I ever could do that. I've just really never had a problem with it. Of course, everybody gets a little nervous, but I think also over the years from just dealing with social media and doing live shows and talking to people and getting up in front of people for work or different things like that in meetings, that never bothers me. I have the confidence that I need to succeed in these areas of speaking, of presentations. That's what I enjoy doing. So find something you enjoy doing, latch onto it, and let that take you out of maybe that thing you're not doing. So that thing you're doing that maybe you don't love to do as much. Think about it. Until tomorrow, I want you to hit that subscribe button. I want you to hit the notification bell. And I want to give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you want to. But leave a comment about what you're doing now and whether you're really happy doing what you're doing now, or what your goals are to help bring some happiness into your life. Maybe a little bit more than where you're at currently. And I will see you back here tomorrow. Take care. Have a wonderful evening, a wonderful night. Goodbye.